What's up, and welcome back to Rumor Has It Official. Let's get straight into talking about Teen Mom 2. This is season 9, episode 3, and the title of this episode is Hurricane. Let's first start off with Briana. So Nova starts first grade, and Devoin, he can't be there because he has to go to work. He has to be at work. So Briana lets him take Nova out the day before to spend some quality time. Nova is getting so big, and I love that they are showing Devoin in a more positive light. They're actually showing him more active. There's not a lot of negativity thrown around when his name is mentioned. So I really love that. In the next scene, after they show Devoin and Nova out enjoying their time with one another, and it looks to be like an arcade that they went to, the next scene, they show Brittany and Briana. Brittany is Briana's sister, for those of you who do not know that. So Briana talks to Brittany about Devoin and possibly checking out his new spot. Brittany advises Briana that it would be good for her to kind of feel more comfortable with allowing Nova to go over to her father's, that she does check out the place. But I kind of got the sense that Briana's really not tripping about that. So Briana says that if Nova wants to spend time at her father's house, then she's not going to deny her. So in the next scene, it's Nova's first day of first grade, and she starts crying when Briana drops her off into her classroom. Her mom and grandma, they seem to think that she's having separation anxiety. So moving on, Briana and her mom, after that, they pick up Nova from school. So some time has passed and they pick her up from school. She tells her mom and grandma that she went from being scared to excited. Plus, she made some new friends. Their scene ended with Briana telling Nova to let her know whenever she wants to go over her father's house, which seemed to make Nova really happy. I seen like a little smile on her face when her mom said that. She like lit up. Next, let's move on to Leah. So Leah is still annoyed at the wheelchair situation. Later that day, Leah checks with Corey on how the twins' first day was. So Alice, she seems to like her teacher's aide. She has a new teacher's aide, and Leah and Corey both communicate over the phone and discuss a plan to help things go as smoothly as possible when it comes to Allie. In the next scene, we see Leah at her boyfriend's house. Leah calls the special needs advocate to make sure that Allie is comfortable and in a good learning environment. And Leah is tired of basically Allie having a new / different aide every year. She's being very proactive, and I think it's a really good thing for someone who's never experienced this before. She's doing an awesome job. She really needs to pat herself on the back because she is really making sure that her daughter is comfortable. It's to the point where Allie can't really walk. Someone has to help her use the restroom. So she just wants to make sure that her daughter is doing well. Leah's boyfriend, he gives her some comfort and tells her that, she has his full support, which is really nice. I think that's really sweet as well. Next, let's talk about Chelsea. So Chelsea's due date is about 2 months away, and she notices that her butt is wet one day when they're outside on their patio. So she decides to go in and just make sure that the baby isn't coming early. So Chelsea and her husband, they take her hospital bag just in case she has to stay at the hospital, and they head on over. In the next scene, they show that Chelsea's pregnancy scare was just that. It was a false alarm. So the doctors decide to send her home. So that was their scene. Like I said, these scenes, they're really not giving us much, and I don't know if they're trying to spread it out, but short, very short scenes. So moving on, let's talk about Jenelle. So Jenelle meets with Barbara again. This is the only person that she basically can film with, to talk about the hurricane. Boring and a waste of film, that's just what I feel. It's just boring and a waste of film. Comment below and let me know what you think. So I'm gonna fast forward in their scene. Jenelle, her mom, Jace, and her daughter, I forgot what her little daughter's name is, they all go to this pumpkin patch, and they seem to have a really good time, take pictures, and the kids seem to really enjoy themselves. So later, when Jenelle and her mom go out to have something to eat, come to find out, on the back end of things, David was threatening to show up at the pumpkin patch because I guess he was big mad about not being able to go, apparently. So like always, Jenelle tries to make light of the situation. He sent a text to Jenelle's producer threatening to show up, and Jenelle's saying that she didn't know anything about it, that she didn't know that he did that. And then she says that he was just messing around with her producer. I don't know what that was all about. I really don't think that he was playing around. I feel like my thing is they done kicked you off the show. They don't want to film when you're there. So why would you text the producer threatening to show up? I feel like this is just what he does. He loves to bully people. I'm glad they've chosen to keep him off the show. There's no reason for him to be back up there. I just can't take seeing him. He looked like a leprechaun and he just scares me. Moving on. MTV is a hot mess because in the next scene, they share the phone call that Jenelle made to 911 and played the discussion that she had with the 911 dispatcher. Now, if you guys keep up on social media, we already seen this already come out in the blogs and all of that. So we already knew at some point this was going to be on the show. We just didn't know how soon. We're only in episode 3 and they've already released this recording. Now, in this recording, Jenelle says that David assaulted her and she believes that her collarbone is broken from David pinning her down. She says that he's been drinking. You can faintly kind of hear him yelling in the background, and then the credits start to roll. I feel like they could have saved that for episode 4. I just feel like they think they slick. MTV think they slick for that. Comment down below and let me know what you think. Have you been keeping up on the back end on social media about him assaulting her, and have you already heard this call before the show aired? Before this episode, did you already hear that recording? They could, like I said, they could have saved it for episode 4. What would be the point to play us that little bit of clip and then that's it, and then go off and then you start rolling credits? Like, my thing is, if they wanted to give us a little snippet of it for a sneak peek into episode 4, okay, that makes sense, but not towards the end of the show. Next, let's get into Kailyn. So Kailyn goes cake tasting with the boys for Luck's birthday party that's coming up. Later that day, she talks about Chris. She tells her friend that she's addicted to him. She's addicted to him in chaos. She also adds, in a perfect world, they would be together. I do believe that people can be addictive or have like an addictive nature to different things. It doesn't always have to be drugs, sex, having maybe a addiction to gambling. It doesn't have to be those things. It can be having an addiction toward people, regardless to how they treat you. You know, it doesn't matter. You still continue to take them back or continue to go back to them. She seems to have an addictive nature when it comes to relationships, but it seems like it's more extreme when it comes to Chris. Or is it that she's allowing us to see how extreme it is for her storyline? Because I feel like I kind of heard something similar like this with Javi. There was a lot of wrong going on between the both of them. She was doing him wrong, he was doing her wrong, that type of thing, but then they would take each other back. That addictive nature to being in an unhealthy relationship. So in the next scene, you hear Kailyn say that they don't film Lux's birthday party because Chris didn't want to be on the show. He doesn't want to be on Teen Mom, but his family did come, and she tells her producer things are better between them, but it was weird that her family wasn't there, only her friend, which makes her want to reach back out to her mom. Moving on, in the next scene with Kailyn, she invites Tyler and Caitlin to join her on her podcast. They touch on her mom's addiction and should she let her mom back in. Tyler gives her advice, seeing as though he can relate, being that his father was addicted and he did everything he could to help his father, his sister, and his wife. So he tells her to realize that it's a disease that her mom is going through, and second, to set boundaries. Kailyn said that she has a hard time doing that. She says she has a hard time believing that it's a disease. So I feel like really she does need to do some self-work, like Tyler said. She needs to do some self-healing for herself, focus on herself, and then maybe try to embark on a relationship with her mom. I would tread very lightly with that. So I really want to hear your guys' thoughts on Teen Mom 2. This is season 9, episode 3. Title of this episode was Hurricane. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. description. Give this video a big thumbs up. Share this video with a friend who also loves watching Teen Mom 2. Subscribe and hit the bell so that you'll be notified on the next time I make an upload. And yeah, like I said, comment down below and let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys. Peace.